Today we continue Bojjhangha Sutta. First, we need to recite Bojjhangha Sutta Pali. Samsare samsarantanam Savadoga vinasane Sadadameja Bojjhangha Marasena Bamadane Bojjhedwa Yeji Me Saddam Diva Moda Gautama Ajadi Majarabyade Amadane Bhayangadam Eva Marigunu Bedam Nega Guna Singaham Azadinja Imamandam Ujingin Javanamahe Bojjhangha Sati Singhatam Dhammana Vijaya Datam Viriyam Piti Pasati Bojjhangha Jatata Pare Samadhi Vikha Bojjhangha Sadete Savadasinam Unina Samadakatam Pavita Bholigadam Savidandi Avenyayam Nivanaya Chabodiyam Edena Sijavijenam Sudhite Hodu Sabedam Eka Same Same Natam Mogalanam Chakasabam Ilane Dogi De Swam Bojjhangha Satta Desayi Tejada Vinande Dwam Roga Mochendu Dingane Edena Sijavijenam Sudhite Hodu Sabedam Egada Dhammarajabi Kelinyena Bibilidam Chona Derena Danyewam Benabidwana Sadaram Samodeswana Vadam Dhammavota Siddhanasam Edena Sijavijenam Sudhite Hodu Sabedam Pina Dejavadam Denanam Bimahesinam Megadagile Sawam Padanopati Dhammadam Edena Sijavijenam Sudhite Hodu Sabedam. English translation. Having known by way of experience the 7 kinds of Dharma called factors of enlightenment, which destroy all suffering of beings who wander through this samsara, rounds of rebirths, and which defeat the army of Mara, the evil one, the excellent person was liberated from the 3 kinds of existence. They have reached Nirvana, where there is no rebirth, aging, disease, death, and dangers. O good people, let us recite this Bojjhangha Sutta, which is endowed with the aforementioned attributes, which gives not a few benefits, and which is like a medicine, a mantra. These 7 factors are enlightenment, namely mindfulness, investigations of Dharma, effort or energy, zest, tranquility, concentration and equanimity, which are well expounded by the all-seeing sage, promote, when practiced repeatedly, penetration of the truth, sin of suffering, and knowledge of the path. By this utterance of truth, may there always be happiness to you. Once when the lords of Moggallana and Kassapa, being unwell and suffering, he preached the 7 factors of enlightenment. They, having rejoiced at the discourse, immediately were free from the disease. By this utterance of truth, may there always be happiness to you. Once when the kings of the Dharma was oppressed by disease, he had the Venerable Chonda recite the discourse successfully, having rejected the discourse, was immediately cured of the disease. By this utterance of truth, may there always be happiness to you. The diseases of the 3 great sages that were eradicated reached the stage of never occurring again, like the mental defilements eradicated by the path. By this utterance of truth, may there always be happiness to you. Seven Bojjhangha, Sati, Sambojjhangha, Dhamma Vijaya, Viriya, and Piti. So there are 11 supportive conditions for Piti. They are Buddhanussati, Dhammanussati, and Sanghanussati. Recollecting the virtues of Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, we finished and we continue Silanussati. Recollecting your own Sila. In daily life, you observe precepts, but your mind is not pure in daily life observing precepts. But when you come to intensive retreat, your morality can be very pure because you are mindful of your namarupa or 5 aggregates. Of course, mind is jumping all the time. There will be occasional interference of akusala thoughts, unwholesome thoughts. You capture thinking, or anger, or attachment, etc. You note it and overcome it, so you don't let them transgress, or that mental state do not last long. So your sila can be very pure during the intense retreat, most probably purer than it is in your daily life. So inspiring. Your sila would be significantly pure here now 1 month, because you take intensive retreat that long. So according to Visuddhi Mega, your sila is Akhandani, Achetani, Asabalani, Akamasani. You do not violate the first and last precepts. You do not violate the middle precepts. You do not violate 2 or 3 consecutive precepts. You do not violate precepts here and there. So you can be gratified with your sila. If you have observed precepts for the longer period, you would feel even more gratified, because you have been observed sila for many years. You should be gratified. So by recollecting your sila in this way, the piti, the joy and delight will arise in you. Of course, everything have to be noted. So you note happy, happy, or delight, delight. Piti gone, and then you have more progress. By this way, you note everything and you develop the progressive stage of vipassana insight knowledge until you attain Megapala enlightenment. And why do you observe sila? Why do you practice meditation? You have very good intention. It is Bojjhangha, liberated. That means your sila is liberated from the slavery of craving. You know the nature of life. Sansara Vitta Dukkha. Life is so suffering, so unsatisfactory. Life is not pleasant. So if you perform meritorious deeds, if you wish for so and so worldly bliss, if you wish for more enjoyable life, then your merits is considered to be enslaved by craving. So if you undertake moral precepts wishing for human or celestial bliss or more enjoyable life, then it would mean you observe precepts as commanded by craving. Or in other words, your sila is enslaved by craving. But you understand life. Life is dukkha, samsara dukkha. You observe this nature of life. Now in this retreat, kaya kaya nupasi virati, you observe kaya, you observe citta and vedana. In this world, that means you are observing this kaya, vedana, citta and dhamma. So they are suffering, you understand very well. So if you observe moral precepts wishing for Megapala and Nibbana, because you want to escape from suffering. That is correct. So you vow to undertake the moral precepts in correct way. That is, you always wish for Megapala Nibbana, Idame Silam, Megapala Nyanasa, Pachayo Hotu. May my sila be conducive to Megapala enlightenment. So your sila would be conducive to Nibbana, the liberation from torturous cycle of suffering. So it is important to keep it as your aspiration. And then you perform all kinds of meritorious deeds, charity, morality, and vipassana. So whenever you perform any meritorious deeds, you wish for asavakaya, idam me ponyam, asavakaya vaham hodu. May this merits lead to the cessations of asava. What means asava? Therefore, asava, it is translated as taints or four taints. Sometimes asava is translated as kankas. Some also translate it as flux. So the name asava originally was the word for intoxicating drink, fermented drink. When you want to make an intoxicating drink, you have to ferment it. You have to make it for a long time. So our body is like the tank of intoxicating drink. So when our body is fermented, we need to wash. We need to wash off with sila and also other punya, concentration and wisdom. So asava are like intoxicating drinks, meaning that they have long been with us. Asava have been with us for a very, very long time, from an unknown beginning, and they will be with us until we reach Arhatship or Buddhahood. So the asava have been with us all the time, and therefore they are something like fermented. Asava, lobha, greed, deity, wrong views, and moha, delusions are always with us. Here, the meaning is those that are like fermented drinks. Another meaning is flowing out. If we have a soul, we may have discharges like blood or pus from the soul. In the same way, lobha, greed, deity, wrong views, and moha delusion flow out of the six senses, eye, ear, nose, tongue, and nose, tongue, body, and mind. So when we see something with attachment, that means lobha is flowing out of the idol. When we hear something and we like it, or unpleasurable, undesirable, we don't like it. So lobha or dosa, greed or anger is flowing out of the ear door. They are like discharges from souls, so they are called asavas. And also they are called asava because by way of realms, they rise up to the highest realm. Asava arise even in Nivasinya Nasinya Yadana. That means the fourth immaterial realms, fourth arupa realms. By way of Dhamma, they can take as object up to Gudravu. So asava are very wide and they are very powerful. Lobha, dosa, lobha, ditthi, and moha. So by way of realms, it flows up to the highest realm. By way of Dhamma, asava flows to Gudravu. So it is called asava. There are four asava: Kamasawa, Bhavasawa, Daittasawa, and Avijjasawa. Kamasawa is the taint of sensual desire. It is actually lobha, greed, the attachment of sensual desire or attachment to objects of the senses is called Kamasawa. Then there is Bhavasawa, that is attachment to continued existence is Bhavasawa. And Daittasawa is the asava of wrong view. Wrong view itself is asava. And avijjasawa, avijja ignorance, the taint of ignorance. So there are four asava: kamasawa, bhavasawa, daittasawa, and avijjasawa. The taint of sensual desire, the taint of attachment to existence, the taint of wrong views, and the taint of ignorance. So in terms of ultimate reality, asavas are just three mental states: lobha, attachment, ditthi, wrong view, and moha, ignorance. So you don't like that kinds of intoxicating flavor, and then you are now practicing, you are developing sila, you are observing sila, and you are developing concentration and wisdom to wash out the kinds of asava. So idam me ponyam asavakaya vaha hotu, may my merits lead to the cessations of asava. That passage serves the same purpose as the earlier one, idam me silam megaphala jnanasa vijaya hotu. So the cessations of asava, megaphala nibbana, should be your aspiration so that your merits can get free from slavery of attachment. So in the same way, your virtue, your sila, you have undertaken with aspiration for Megaphala and Nirvana is considered to be free from slavery of attachment. In this sense, you should recollect that your sila, the sila I have undertaken is free from slavery, then there would arise pity, gratification in you. And then when you pass satani, that means my sila is praised by the wise people. If your sila is free from slavery, it will be surely praised by the wise people. On the other hand, if you undertake sila with aspiration for heavenly bliss or for enjoyable life, then your sila would be enslaved by attachment and not praised by the wise people. That is the noble ones such as the Buddha, Arahant, and so on. And then your sila is apramattani. Your sila is not held wrongly. A yogi should recollect that your sila is not held by craving a wrong view, dana and deity. Your sila is held by craving if you undertake the moral precepts with aspiration of human bliss or celestial bliss or enjoyable life. Then your virtue is held by craving. And it is held by wrong view, deity, if you undertake moral precepts with belief that my sila alone would lead to the liberation. It is wrong view. Your sila is not held by craving and wrong view if you undertake sila with aspiration to the attainment of Megaphala and Nirvana. If you undertake sila with belief that morality alone would lead to liberation, that is sila parapramasa, that is also wrong view. So it should not be held with wrong views. Sila alone cannot enough. Based on sila, you need to develop concentration and wisdom. And your sila is conducive to concentration, samadhi, samvitanikani. Your sila you have undertaken is conducive to your concentration. Based on sila, you practice samatha meditation. If you practice samatha meditation, the practice tranquility meditation, it is conducive to upachara samadhi, neighborhood concentration or access concentration, and jhana concentration, apana. And based on sila, if you practice vipassana, you can gain momentary concentration, kanika samadhi, and then mega samadhi and phala samadhi, mega and phala concentration. If you practice vipassana meditation. So if you have undertaken your sila endowed with these qualities for many years, you will be even happier when you recollect your sila. Even though not many years during the intensive retreat you have undertaken your sila endowed with this quality, you also be happy when you recollect your sila. So sila nosati and then jaga nosati. Jaga is generosity, recollection your generosity is called jaganosati in Pali. People have to work very hard for their living and to accumulate wealth for their future. So it is really amazing that some people are very generous and give away some of their wealth to those who are worthy of it. Michira mala priyotitaya badara michira modachago. This world is miserly world. People are strongly attached to their wealth. They attach to themselves, they attach to their family. So in the miserly world, where people are strongly attached to their wealth and very stingy, you are generous and you give away without expecting anything in return. So yogi should recollect your acts of jaga, generosity, that you have ever done without expecting anything in return. That is mutta jago. According to the Buddha's teaching, you have learned about the law of karma. You believe that good karma, good deeds will bring good results. And you believe that bad karma, bad deeds will bring bad results. Of course, the acts of generosity will lead to the blissful rebirths in human realms or celestial realms. Wherever you are reborn, your dana or your generosity will bring you luck to prosper. Its results will be multiplied like a tiny banyan seed that produces a huge banyan tree. You have learned such teaching, you gain strong faith in the benefits of generosity. If you perform generosity, you make people happy, you make people peaceful. So you become so generous that you can give away from your wealth you have accumulated for your future. So you give way to animals, to some ordinary or to someone virtuous like monks and nuns and yogis who are endowed with virtue, concentration and wisdom, sila, samadhi and pinya. It is always inspiring to recollect the acts of jaga, generosity. So long time ago, there was a king, Gamani, very powerful king in Sri Lanka. King Gamani performed a lot of meritorious deeds. The king had great pagoda, Mahajitiya, built in Anuradha city in Sri Lanka. While Mahajitiya, great pagoda, was still under construction, he got sick seriously. Then the minister took him to the pagoda and let him listen to the Dharma chanting and let him recite the Dharma. And then one of his ministers read him the long list of his kusala, wholesome deeds. So it is a very good habit. Some people, they have a record of their wholesome deeds. So they have a record which they perform charity, which they observe sila, 5 precepts or 8 precepts, and long retreat, 1 month retreat, how many times. So they have a record. So one of his minister read King Gamani the long list of his wholesome deeds. The list included his great meritorious deeds with description of how generously he provided Sangha with 4 requisites for years. How enthusiastically King Gamani had the great pagoda built and so on. So King Gamani felt gratified with the great amount of merits he had accumulated for years in his life. Significantly gratifying to the King Gamani, above all else, however, was a small dana he had done by offering his portion of rice food to Venerable Tesa. So that is, at one time there was a battle between King Gamani and other country. And the army of Dodagamani was defeated. So King Dodagamani and Minister Tesa and Minister Tesa had to run away to hide in the forest with a horse. So they have nothing to eat. And now King Dodagamani was very hungry. And he told his minister, I'm so hungry. Now the minister Tesa said, O king, I have one bag of rice. So luckily they have, he brought that bag of rice. And King Dodagamani asked him to make 4 portions. So one portion is for King Dodagamani, another portion is for Minister Tesa, one portion is for their horse. And one portion is for who? Minister Tesa asks King Dodagamani. King Dodagamani said, whenever I take food, I offer Sangha, one portion of the food I offered, and then I eat. And the minister Tesa surprised. So in the deep forest, where is Sangha? No Sangha, no monk here in the deep forest. But King Dodagamani asked him to make 4 portions. So after preparing 4 portions of the rice, and King Dodagamani asked him to invite Sangha. So the minister have to invite, or all the meals are prepared. May Sangha come to this place and accept our food. So the minister invite Sangha. So at that moment, some Abhanya monks who have supernatural power, they had that invitation. So the Thera is Godomaka Thera. He had the invitation and he sent Tesa Thera to receive the food, rice food offered by the king Dodagamani. So Thera Tesa came to this place by way of the sky, from the sky. And now the King Dodagamani was so happy to see that Thera. So King Dodagamani, he offered his portion to the Tesa Thera, and another portion, 2 portions he offered. When the King Dodagamani offered his portion, to the Arahant Tesa, the minister Tesa thought, now our king offered his portion of rice to the Sangha. Why not I also want to offer my portion to the Thera? So minister also offered his portion to the Thera. And then they look at the horse. The horse seems to be not interested in his portions of rice. So they knew now the horse wanted to offer his portion. So all the 4 portions of the rice food, they offered to the Arahant. So they offer their portion to the rice food to Venerable Tesa. When they hid himself in the forest along with Minister Tesa and a horse. So the king Dotagamani was very happy to hear his minister reading the list of his meritorious deeds that included providing thousands of Sangha with 4 requisites on a grand scale, having huge monasteries and pagodas built, and so on. However, when King Dotagamani heard the minister reading the dana, charity of his small portions of rice food to Venerable Tesa, he delightfully exclaimed, "That's totally enough, surely enough my merits." So he delightfully exclaimed. So that is the King Dotagamani dying moment in front of the pagoda, and at that moment, it is said he saw 6 celestial chariots from 6 celestial realms up in the sky, like competing for his selection. You can go Tawadinsa or Yama or Dusita, etc. That means one who has done meritorious deeds is always welcome to every celestial realms. And King Dotagamani selected Tusita Deva realms, the 4th celestial realms, where there live Bodhisattva would be Buddhas. So now King Dotagamani was reborn and Tusita Deva realms as he wished. So the moral of this story is that an act of generosity done facing hardship and challenges, that means you are facing in a difficult location, and also you are so hungry and you are very, very poor. and you are about to eat. So no matter however small it may be, often it brings the donor the most wonderful memory and greatest delight among other meritorious deeds can do. So if you perform charity, you make people happy and you help many people, you provide many things to other people. So you should be gratified is to arouse joy and delight. You can practice, you can recollect your generosity. So there is Jaganosati, and another one is Divadanosati. Devata means deities or celestial beings, and Nosati means recollection. However, what to really recollect is not deities, but their special qualities conducive to their heavenly rebirths. There are 5 kinds. Number 1 is Saddha, faith in the triple gem. You must have faith in the true Buddha. You must have faith in the true Dharma, and you must have faith in the true Sangha. You must have faith in the karma and karma results. Number 2 is you must have sila, moral virtue. And number 3 is you must have sutta, scriptural knowledge. And number 4, you must have jaga, generosity. And number 5, you must have pinya, wisdom. Wisdom has three kinds. Suttamaya pinya, scriptural knowledge. Chintamaya pinya, reasoning power. And Bhavanamaya, vipassana, insight knowledge. So you can find these qualities not only in deities, not only in Devata, but in yourself. You have these qualities. So it is gratifying to recollect this fact. If you are really endowed with these qualities, Saddha, faith, sila, virtue, and sutta, spiritual knowledge, and jaga, generosity, and pinya, wisdom. So you may recollect in this way, I have strong faith in the true Buddha, I have strong faith in the true Dharma, I have strong faith in the true Sangha and the law of karma. And I have observed moral precepts well, and I've learned a lot about the true teaching of the Buddha, and I've done deeds of generosity, and I've developed vipassana insight knowledge. So vipassana insight is called Bhavanamaya, wisdom produced by vipassana development, because it is wisdom gained by developing mindfulness. It is different from intellectual knowledge and logical thinking. Vipassana insight includes seeing rupa, physical objects, and nama, mental observations separately. For example, you observe the abdomen, and if you observe the rising abdomen separately from mental observation of the abdomen, two things, not abdomen only. Noting is one, and abdomen movement is one, two things. So this is the distinguishing inside knowledge into psychophysical phenomena, nama and rupa. The rising abdomen represents rupa, physical phenomena, and the observing of the abdomen means nama, mental phenomena. So you can see two separately, and also when you sit, also you can see two. When you walk, you can see two. When you hear, you can see two separately. And then you have saddha, belief or confidence in the true Buddha. You have confidence in the enlightenment of the Buddha. That means you have faith, you believe that Buddha was a real enlightened person, and Buddha was the one who knew or who understood what is to be understood in the world without outside help. And Buddha was the one who is endowed with wisdom and conduct. That means you know the qualities of the Buddha. So when you understand Buddha as a person who knows what is there to be known in this world and knows Dharma correctly without help from any other person. And also you investigate thoroughly and you believe true teaching, and you believe in the true practitioner, Sangha, and also you believe in the correct practice. And then you have Sila, not killing, not stealing, not sexual misconduct, no lying, and no intoxicant. There is Upasaka Sila, 5 precepts, and when you come for retreat, you have more Sila, 8 precepts. When you become nuns and Samarita and monks, you have more Sila. And then Sutta, learning, and also Jaga, generosity, giving away. It is like Dana and Jaga. People are instructed not to be much attached to what they possess, and also to share with other people what they have. So people should be open-handed, something like ready to give to other people. Such people are called one whose hands are washed. That means your hands are washed of stinginess. So you have no stinginess, you are always ready to share what you possess with other people who have sila. And also you have pinya, you practice meditation diligently in this intensive retreat. So you practice vipassana meditation, and you at one stage you see arising and disappearing. So if you do not see three characteristics, impermanent, unsatisfactoriness, and non-substantial, nature, dukkha, and anatta, you will never get wearied with nama and rupa. If you do not become wearied with nama and rupa, you will not want to get out of nama and rupa. If you want to get out of nama and rupa, you will not do anything to get out of them. So it is important that yogi have this understanding, the understanding of rise and fall of object through the practice of vipassana. So these qualities, faith, virtues, scriptural knowledge, generosity, and wisdom are supportive conditions for heavenly rebirths. When you contemplate the fact that these qualities exist in you, you will gain pity, joy, and delight. And another one is upasamanosati. Upasamanosati, recollecting the cessations of mental defilements. So you find your mental defilements reduce to some degree because of meditation. You practice mindfulness and vipassana insight knowledge, and also samatha meditation such as Mitta Bhavana, Bojjhangha Bhavana, etc. So yogis should contemplate on that. Thanks to your meditation practice, you can find your mind change in a better way, not as bad as before. Your mind totally changed by the practice of meditation. You will find it to become more peaceful, less agitated, and less sensitive after long retreat. And when you contemplate on this fact, there will arise pity, joy, and delight in you. So recollecting of the cessations of mental defilements is called upasamanosati. You can do it by recollecting your defilements that decrease to some extent. When you develop continuous mindfulness and vipassana insight knowledge, your defilements are likely to decrease both in degree and frequency. So defilements usually very strong and aggressive before may now hardly arise and be really aggressive. Your mind is so calm and so peaceful. So it is really inspiring to recollect your temporary cessations of defilements. That is upasamanosati, recollecting the cessations of mental defilements. So supportive condition for piti, Bojjhangha, includes 7 kinds of recollection of Buddha, recollections of Dhamma and Sangha, recollecting your sila, recollecting your generosity, and deities and cessations of mental defilements. Some more we need to explain. And tomorrow we have to stop our discourse for today. May you develop 7 Bojjhangha, Sati Sambojjhangha, Dhamma Vijaya, Viriya, Piti, Pasati, Samadhi, and Upeka Sambojjhangha. May you practice meditation well by noting, rising, falling, sitting, touching, seeing, hearing, smelling, standing, walking continuously and meticulously. May all yogis be liberated from all suffering. May all yogis realize the real peace in the very near future.